the pre-ACT. It's a test that I have to take later in March. Now, it was going to be in February the 23rd, then weather delay, and now it's booked for next month. Now, this is probably going to be the most difficult pre-test until the pre-SAT slaps in the face. Now, it's going to be difficult, but it might not be difficult than LAFC winning MLS Cup. Guys, do you know what today is? It's MLS opening day. Guys, are you excited? Now that gave me a chance to maybe start a series on LAFC, The Road to Glory, which I'll post every single LAFC match every single week, or there might be two played each week. But I'll just make a recap and a highlights of LAFC's games. It's a best way to keep consistency on this channel, because when it comes to videos on my channel, I'm really not consistent, to be honest. So anyways, before we get into that, I just want to apologize for not uploading the round of 16 match of the CONCACAF Champions League. I would do that, but my storage is probably the worst out of anything in this entire world. Now originally the video was about 41 minutes long, pretty long, but pretty good edited. And then boom, I got hit with that, and then I deleted all those clips and restarted with just me talking straight for 7 minutes, and that was also 23 minutes, and also got hit with that the same. So at that point I'm just like, okay, I just delete the whole thing. Let's just pretend that I'm some team that just straight up qualified for the quarterfinals, okay, and just skip the round of 16, just like MLS. Hopefully LAFC can end up like that. So yeah, enough with the long intro. Let's just get started with LAFC against the Colorado Rapids. Now LAFC today, this was Steve Cherundolo's first game as an LAFC manager. Some of his tactic works, others kind of didn't. It was kind of a struggle early on to the match, but we got it through. And Carlos Vela, I mean, he struggled last season, and I mean, I would go as far as to say 2020 as well. He struggled as well. It's ever since he's won that MVP and the Golden Boots, he's just been not himself. But today, he showed himself, and in the 29th minute, he scored a penalty from a handball call from Abubakar. Weird hair, not gonna lie. I mean, it doesn't look like what he normally has, but today's hair, so weird. It was so bobbly, I would say. But Carlos Vela, he scores. Keeper goes to the other side of Carlos Vela's kick, and he scores. And then 35th minutes, he scores again from a terrible defensive mistake from Colorado. But I will say this from Colorado, they thought he was offside, but he was onside, just barely. Terrible stuff from Colorado. And I mean, in the 50th minutes, Carlos Vela scores again from the right side of the fields with his right foot. I'm pretty sure it's good. Oh, it goes in straight to the left corner of the goal. I mean, Yorberg, he played amazing tonight, but oh man, I think it was just his team that let him down. I mean, the substitutions for Colorado, I mean, they were just late and just terrible. I mean, bringing in Marco Barrios and also Diego Rubio, too late. I mean, they were already down 3-0, and by that, yes, Colorado did make some scary chances once they brought in those two players, but I mean, at that point it was late, like I said. And I mean, for the Rapids though, it's just been so hard giving them a pass. I mean, their last game was very different from this. I would say that the first half was basically all LAFC. I mean, the beginning 10 minutes, I would say, Colorado was doing well, but unlike the Comunicaciones game, the Rapids were just all over and just kept on going, but they couldn't finish their chances. This one, they just didn't make any chances. They just were kind of terrible. Their defense, kind kind of alright, 50-50, but it was also terrible as well. Yorkberg, he also played really well in the last game. This game, also very well. There was a chance from Chicho Arango. He could have registered his first assist in the 3rd minute of stoppage time in the second half. But Danny Masovsky, once he gets that ball, Yorkberg comes up to him and he makes a save with his legs. A good save from Yorkberg. I mean, yes, the Rapids were down 3-0, but Yorkberg kept his team into only going down 3. So, yeah, he was basically the only person that was really good, to be honest. I mean, the Rapids were just kind of poor tonight. And I don't know. It's difficult, but they play against the Atlanta United next week at home. So hopefully they win that. If they don't, then I mean this team is looking to be struggling. But I don't know. Maybe I'm just giving the Rapids a hard time, and I think it's just because of what they did last season. They got the most points out of their club's history. They were first in the Western Conference, and they just overachieved. And I think, in my opinion, same with me and some people, is that we're giving Colorado the expectation a little too high, and we just don't realize that. I mean, the Rapids lost some of their figures, like Kellen Acosta. I mean, they're about to lose Trusty. So, and I think with Colorado is that once they're not seen as the underdogs and we expect them to win, they don't do it. I think it's probably because of the pressure, maybe, but you see it with the Comunicaciones game. You see it with this game. I'd even go as far to say, I mean, LAFC were struggling last season. And you also see it with the Portland Timbers in the playoffs last season. They were expected to win those games, and they didn't. So I think, in my opinion, the Rapids just thrive when they're not seen as the underdogs. Hey, you're gonna bet $100,000 on me? Well, now you're gonna lose it. This was supposed to be an LAFC video, and I'm just giving them bad taste. But hey, I don't want to go like propaganda. Okay, LAFC, they're winning straight up MLS. No, this was a team that was struggling last season. But hopefully, this is a sign that this season could be a success, okay? Clean sheets, very well. I mean, Murillo, he was kind of questionable, especially with that head injury in the early game. But he stayed up. He stayed in the game. Carlos Vela, he almost played all of 90 minutes, but he was substituted for the new FC Dallas player. So, yeah, we kept a clean sheet. Got a lot of scores. Hopefully, this can be a successful season. This can be shown. Our next game is against the Portland Timbers at home. Hopefully, that home advantage can help us because, I mean, Timbers, they're a bit of a mystery. I mean, you saw them early in the season last season. They kind of struggled, but then as the season went on, they had a renaissance and they started getting well, and they even made it as far as MLS Cup, only just to lose to NYCFC. So, yeah. Hopefully the Rapids can turn this around. I mean, losing to the CONCACAF Champions League from a team that was kind of poor, especially when they went to Dick's Sporting Good Parks and just straight up getting destroyed and demolished, deconstructed by LAFC. Yeah, hopefully they turn it around next week against Atlanta United. But yeah, good successful game for LAFC. If I had to give this a rating, there was some chances from Colorado that kind of looked scary, but I mean, our new goalkeeper, the Canadian Creepio, he didn't really make a lot of saves, so he kind of showed this whole game. So I give it an 8 out of 10. Good performance, not the best. It's pretty good. It's just our season opener, so yeah, we keep that season opener streak alive. We won against the Seattle Sounders, Sporting Kansas City, and Inter Miami, and yeah, there's one for 2021, but I can't remember. Oh yeah, the Austin FC. Okay, so yeah, all in all, great success. See you guys next week. Should be interesting against the Portland Timbers. Our true great challenge. I mean, the Rapids were seen as a challenge, but I mean, yeah, they just struggled and really wasn't a challenge. But hopefully the Timbers could be seen as a challenge for Trondolu's team. So, yeah, that's going to be it for me, guys. Yeah, I'll see you guys next week. If you guys did enjoy this video, please like and subscribe. Anyways, guys, I'll see you guys next time. Hopefully, in the CONCACAF Champions League quarterfinal video will be up. So, see you guys next time.